to do that. That's the magic trick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the magic trick is just boom, right here. It's already like in progress. So we don't see it.
Right.
Because it's already the case.
Yeah.
And it's like hidden in plain sight. You know, it's like wholeness couldn't be the walls, the carpet, the sound of your voice. Wholeness couldn't be a nail on the ground, a pain in your back. That's not wholeness.
Do you want to be recording already, or are we still going to do meditation?
Yeah, I don't know what possessed me. I've hit record.
Oh, you already did. That's right.
Yeah, I don't know what came over me.
Okay.
I guess I'm feeling frisky.
So, Michael, do you see, having that background in being a magician, do you see that aspects of magic relate really directly to this non-dual?
Yeah, Faith, that's a great question. I really do, because I kind of see man trying to mimic God. It's like, let's say there's the bird and then man wants to make a plane. Its version of the bird. So the me lives in a God complex. It doesn't realize that everything is already God.
But when you were doing that, when you're doing the magic, you sort of, it's about an illusion, isn't it? Illusion.
Well, are you talking about the performance? The performance?
Yeah. When you're being a magician,
Yeah. Well, that's
something to do with illusion, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I'm kind of telling a story, and you guys are kind of buying into it. Like when I when I so rudely cut up that woman's credit card, and then lit it on fire, and then tried to duct tape it back together. Now, it was entertaining as hell. You have to admit, it was funny. Now, her credit card was what? Right? We can keep a secret. You're all my friends. Her credit card was never in danger. But that didn't matter. She thought it was. And the audience thought. And you guys thought. That's all I needed. A lot of acting here. Right? All the characters are acting, but there's just a few that don't believe it anymore. Most of the characters believe it. They're taking their part seriously, but there's a few that just. It's the silence behind the character. And that silence is always here. It's always present. It doesn't go anywhere. I think last week, Kurt, you called it okayness.
I think I stole that from, that's a Tim Kliss deal, I think. But it reminded me of Nkosi always saying, it just doesn't mind. This doesn't mind. It's okay. Kind of the same. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing about imagining you're in me, is it's not okay, right? As a me, it is not okay.
So those knees like the credit card you cut up. It seems like it's in danger. It makes you think you're in danger, but you're never really.
Exactly, but the thing is, you're everything. You're the magician, you're the lady, and you're the credit card.
That's right.
Well, you know why I say that is because when Nkosi says all is this, the me simply cannot hear that, because all is this would end the game like that. Because even the voice and that feeling go, well, not me. I'm not this. That too is this. So you never lose it. Like sometimes I'll hear somebody say, well, I had I had a glimpse, but I lost it and I'm trying to get it back. Well, I'm sorry, you did not. Where did it go? You lost this. This never goes anywhere. I'm so important that when I'm thinking, life goes on hold. So that's the suffering, is that sense of individuality, that sense of separation. That sucks. Because it's simply not true. That's why it's so painful. It's just not true. It's not right, it's not wrong, it's not personal. It's just not, the reality is whole. So it's like you're cutting up your own credit card and then you're freaking yourself out. I mean, because if it's all you, so we take that literally. Maybe that's one of the differences, that when Nkosi said all is this, I took that literally. So that meant that even the me must be this, any sense of fear. So suddenly the urge to get rid of me, suddenly that wasn't there. I'm like, well, if me is this too, then what's trying to get rid of it? Hi, Dan, welcome back.
Thank you, Michael. Pleased to be here when I can.
So this is an open meeting. Meaning everyone's welcome to participate. If you have a comment or question, please unmute and jump in. All right, I'm just gonna say a little more. So everything is thought-based. Everything is thought-based.
Well, Michael, what about just this? Is that thought-based? Or-
Sounds like a trick question.
Yeah, a little bit. But maybe it's not. Well, I would say everything is thought-based that is a thing. Everything that's a thing is thought-based. Everything. Everything that shows up, everything that we see, everything that appears, everything that has a story, everything that we know, that we can know. No, that's what I thought you meant.
Yeah, I see what you did there. But look how that look how that simplifies. If everything is thought-based, just spend a moment with that. Because you never leave. This never goes anywhere, but your experience is that you think you do. Why? How? Could it be a thought? Now, here's the magic trick, right? Here's where the magician diverts your attention, just when you think you're following. Now, even the one that's claiming it's a thought, the one that thinks it knows something, that too is a thought. Even that which says that's a thought is a thought. Hi, Nkosi, welcome.
Hi, Micah. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, Nkosi, I just have noticed a common, people will say, I had it. I was, and then I lost it. And now I'm trying to get it back. But it doesn't move. It doesn't go anywhere.
Yes. The one that seems to be saying that is just an appearance in this, just one of its appearances. No, right now, there's just seeing. There's just seeing. And that seeing is not thinking. And there seem to be thoughts appearing. And those thoughts, they seem to be one with this seeing. So there's no one who's thinking any thoughts right now. They are just thoughts appearing. In this seeing. And this seeing doesn't belong to anyone. There is no owner, there's just seeing. And there seem to be appearances, sensations, thoughts. And this seeing doesn't have anything to say. What seems to be appearing is just appearing in it, as it. So that's why I always say, you have never done anything, you've never said anything, you've never thought of anything, because there is no you, there's just seeing. This seeing is not a person. It's not somebody's husband. It's not a child. It's just here. So right now, there's no one who's listening. There's no one who's talking. And there's no one who's understanding anything. There's just a thought appearing in this seeing. It's just an imagination that says, I understand something. Oh, I know this. Oh, I'm getting it. I don't get this. Nkosi, I have a question. Those are just appearances in this. There isn't a real you who's asking a question, who's thinking, who's getting it, who's not getting it. So the imagined person will never get this because it's just an imagination. It doesn't exist. And that question, whatever question that may arise, there is no one behind it. There's no one who's asking a question. So whether the answer seems to be given or not, it doesn't make any difference. Because the answer and the question is just the same thing. There is no one here who can really get this. There is no one here who can really lose it. So it doesn't matter whether they seem to be the one who's getting it or not getting it. Doesn't make any difference. It's all about resonance. And resonance, even resonance as well, it's not for any particular person. It's just wholeness resonating with itself. So no one wakes up here. There's no individual already to collapse or to fall away. Because all there is this. What seems to be an individual is thought-based. And when thoughts are looked for, they are not even there. And the one who seems to be looking cannot even be found. So there's nothing here. Somebody may ask, who's saying there's nothing here? There's nothing here. All there is this. Well, it's not even this. This is beyond. You can't say what this is. This cannot be said. This cannot be understood. This cannot be known. This cannot be gotten, because all there is this. So there is no Nkosi here. There's no Michael. There's no Joyce. There's no David. There's no one here. It's just this. It doesn't matter whether the question seems to arise, sensations seem to arise, anger, frustration, joy, peace. It doesn't really matter. And in a way, this seems to be beautiful. It's beautiful. Because there is that sense of okayness with everything, with everyone. Everybody's okay here. Because there's just wholeness. What seems to be everybody is already wholeness, appearing as that. So everyone is okay. Yeah, that's it.
So the way it was heard here is all is this, of course. What else? Yeah, so everything is okay, doesn't need a reason. Everything's just okay. Is the reason is the world, you know, the imagination. We're so everything has a reason behind it. But
when Dan asked that question about this and whether it was thought-based, I was thinking of that when Nkosi said that this isn't even, it isn't even this. Because I was going to say, well, this is just this based, but it's not even this based. It's not even based. That was awesome.
It breaks the mind to consider it. That's why we always call it unknowing.
Yeah.
This is unknowing.
That's a really good way to put it. Your mind just can't even. I guess that's the jump when you're not thought based, when you're not mind based, where it's just what it is.
When is that?
I guess it's always that.
It's very liberating, you know. You don't need to know anything because as a apparent me, you never know enough, and it never ends. So it's very liberating. I love this message.
Yeah, the I don't know magic. I've been enjoying that a lot recently. Is just whatever comes up, you can always say, I don't know. And it feels so good. It does feel liberating. That's a very good way to put it. It's just liberating that you don't have to be caught in the knowing, which is all thought, of course.
And you don't even know what you're gonna say before you're gonna say it. You're lived. It's beautiful.
But if you say it's liberating, it infers that there would be one that is not liberated that needs to be liberated. And since there's no one here, there's nothing to be liberated. So the feeling of liberation is just arising, but it's not just arising like my thoughts are arising now. No real significance to it.
No.
But
like, when you apparently live for like 50 years like me, there's a joy in encountering this message, you know. I think my internet is not good. I'm sorry if you don't catch, because sometimes all of you freeze, so must be here the problem.
Still too cold.
Yes.
It's just this. Everything's this.
Yeah. Everything is okay. Even being bothered is this too.
That's been a real gift to me from Nkosi's message, that since I've been listening to it, that everything is it, even the bad stuff, even the uncomfortable, disagreeable, painful stuff. That's it too. That's been liberating for me, Ghislaine, because I sort of had
Yeah.
this I had my life sectioned off, you know, there's the good and there's the bad. And when you're in the good, that's okay. But now I can, I'm more likely to encompass everything, the bad along with the good. And that's been the gift from Nkosi's
Yeah,
message.
it's a gift.
Mm.
Because it won't finish well, this story, the me story or any, you know, body thing. There are good times, bad times, and that's it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And there really is not anything that is good or bad. The whole story of good and bad is part of the me's story. So from the me's point of view, everything is slotted into good and bad or better and worse and everything. But that's all part of the me's project of feeling, starting not okay and trying to get to okay by knowing things and by knowing the story and all of that. It's the me's experience, but that isn't real. Just here.
Maybe it's not real, but it depends what happens. It depends, you know. So anyway, you can encounter very harsh thing too.
Yeah.
It's the time it's there. You cannot just obliterate it. Even if it's this, everything is this, and it encompasses everything, I guess.
Yes, I think so.
Mm.
There's no obliterating.
No.
Whatever shows up, however it shows up, is this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I suppose that that eliminates, I don't know, eliminate it. You know, people, we push stuff down, stuff we don't like, we push down, and that doesn't do our health, our body health any good. You know, we can have psychosomatic illnesses because we've pushed down these emotions. Well, with this message, if we're allowing everything to be it, we're not doing the pushing down thing, which must be a benefit to the body. Yeah.
Makes everything lighter.
Yeah.
Because when you're
We
when you're-
don't entertain, you know, we don't entertain on the long run.
it's not, that split isn't there where you're
Mm.
pretending like everything's okay. You're pretending like everything's this, but it doesn't feel like that when you're
Yeah.
split.
But it's not what I like with the suffering. It's not a personal thing, you know. So
Mm.
you don't take, you know, it's not on anyone's shoulder. It's just happens and it's bad. I don't know what can happen, but a lots of things can happen. We have just to watch the news, but then it happens, but to no one really. And we don't have to bring that on for 25 years. That's a good thing too.
That's a
We're
great.
not the chosen one to be brutalized, you know. We have illness, we have the whatever we have. We're not the chosen one. And for, you know, we go through, because this is life too. This is life. It's not personal, it's just what it is.
So the feelings still come and go, but you're not carrying it. You're not carrying the shame and the blame and the why is it different? And that's where I think that's a big liberation too. It's a lighter way of just being. I mean, feelings do come and go. We're still human. Even if the me is gone, the human experience keeps going.
And can be pretty intense.
Yeah.
It can be pretty intense, but it doesn't stays for life. You know, you don't believe the story. You don't add a story to an event or something. So
what's the death of that great dream that God, you just get it. If you get enlightened, man, you're going to get rich and everything's going to be fine and everybody's going to like you. All those old issues from your childhood will just disappear and you'll have the cars and the women and the men and the money. And that's how it's been working for me anyway. I don't know about you guys. But it's even better than that. It's better than that. The liberation is better than that, because then you realize that none of that stuff was all nonsense anyway. In fact, that's tar. That's the liberated tar pits. Keeping track of all that.
And we, in a sense, we reconcile with what was never a me, but we believed in it and we thought that we were responsible in a certain way to make that thing evolve or something, but this is not the case at all. So I find it beautiful. Then we can be all the flowers that we are, and that's it.
Yeah, and I guess we be the imperfect flower that we are. I just had a bit of a run-in with a person who, and I got frustrated, and she seemed to be saying one thing and then she changed her mind and said something else, and I got confused, and I could pick up the blame and the annoyance and be blaming her. But if it's just this, something that I'm experiencing, then she's out of the picture. I don't have to hold that. And that's liberating as well, if you get my meaning. Yeah.
Sure. That
No
sounds
one
like,
to blame.
yeah, that's not personal either. That's a huge difference. There's irritation and there's anger, but it doesn't belong to me or the other person. That makes all the difference.
Yeah.
The way that I think of it is that they're just fighting their own ego. Nothing to do with me.
Yeah, good.
And in the end, nothing is real. So it's just apparently real. So who said there is no floor under the feet or something like that? No ground, no ground, no ground. There is no ground to anything. So
Everything is in free fall.
Yeah.
No ground and no handles.
No, if somebody lacks a chromosome or add one more chromosome than supposed to have, the fuck. This is biology, you know. So it doesn't mean anything. It's the same for sensitivity or anything else. It's a big joke.
So I can't even say, I have no idea of how this thing, how this works. I have no idea of how this thing works because there's no I, there's no me. So that's it.
Mm.
I mean, the sense of I just keeps, as I'm working this, whatever, it so comes up, I, and then gets like when Nkosi was talking, it's getting like frustrated. But what about me? What about me? What about me? You don't know. What about me? And so, just great work. Yeah. Okay.
What about Alice? What happened to Alice?
No.
You lost her me.
Yeah.
Talk about dropping away.
Yeah, maybe I could say a few words about my favorite word, you guys, from Nkosi when he first said already. Somehow already was just heard, well, I guess there's nothing to do. If it's already the, what are you gonna do? There's already no me there already. You can keep pretending. I mean, it's fine. It's no problem, but and I want to say, when I go to, like today, I was teaching chess to my advanced chess class at a private school here in Los Angeles, and I play the role of a teacher. So when a kid, sasses me back in front of the class or tries to, disobey me right in front of the class just to test me, I have no problem throwing his ass out. And the kid's all, what? Right? They throw their, what did I do? Get out of here. So you know what I'm saying? It's actually, it becomes more enjoyable to be the character because you're not believing it, so you can play with it.
Yeah, right.
And you don't even doing this. Oh.
Apparently, we're all in the major league and they're all in the Pee Wee League.
And that's a judgment. Buddy. So when there is no me, there will be no judgment, no comparison. Just the presence.
Yeah, and Nkosi, in your talk with Alice, you were commenting on how the thoughts come and go by themselves. You can notice that the thoughts, they'd be here a few seconds, who knows? And then where is it?
Yeah. Thoughts, they come and go. Sensations, any feeling, they come and go. Those are just appearances in this. They don't mean anything. Even the one that says they mean something, that's just a thought as well. So everything is beautiful. Everything is okay. Because everything is nothing. Nothing never minds.
And then he tests me and he says, what were you thinking 10 minutes ago? And I don't remember. So that's the true test of that statement. Yeah.
And yet in the moment, right, Alice, it can feel so damn important.
Um,
So Nkosi's instructions are, when that thought comes, the painful thought, uncomfortable thought, whatever the thought, don't move. Don't you move. Stay.
Because you're not moving anyway. The one that moves is always the me thought, the me character. And that one is always trying to find the right thought. And that's the one that judges which thought is the good thought and which one to listen to and which one is, you know, has the whole story of me. And that's the moving. But really nothing's moving. Only in the story of me is anything moving.
Thank you, Michael. It's really good to hear, to just stay with those uncomfortable feelings that come up. I really appreciate the reminder. I tend to wanna, yeah.
Any last comments or questions before we close out this evening?
Just thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. Really, I was looking forward to it. I'm not gonna lie. No, I do. It's just, I was saying, oh, I can't wait to be with, I mean, just, it's really, so it's a privilege.
Well, one of the things, Michael, that you never seem to do, like some other people do, so I'm gonna do it for you. You do this by donation, and I know you spend a lot of time every Sunday, probably a whole day, to get those videos put together with Nkosi and myself, and just throwing out a reminder to everybody, and myself included, to make donations to you.
Thank you, Alex. Very sweet. Thank you, everybody, to each and every one of you so much for coming. Nkosi, no words. Good night, everyone. Have a great evening.
Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Good, everyone.
All right.
Bye.